Hey everyone, Ryan here, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars set number 75361 Spider Tank. It includes 526 pieces and costs $50. And in this review, I'm going to help you decide if you should still buy this set, even though it's missing a ton of features and things that it should have from The Mandalorian Season 3, but just aren't included in the set. Now, opening the box to get a closer look at what's actually in the set, you have 4 numbered bags along with a very normal LEGO instruction manual, and let's take a look at those minifigs. The first character we have here is Grogu, and it's the exact same thing that you've seen before. He's got the rubberized head, so you don't have to worry about the ears snapping off. You've got the little baby torso and legs from the LEGO baby minifigure, and it's the same thing that you've seen with Grogu over and over and over again since 2020, and we'll probably continue to see until they change his outfit in the show. The Mandalorian minifigure next is the same great Mando in Beskar armor that we've seen in 2023. He's got the new helmet print that was introduced with the UCS Razor Crest, just looks leaps and bounds above what we had been getting previously. The Beskar armor is unchanged from its introduction in early 2021, but still looks stellar. Underneath the helmet, you also have the Din Djarin face, but no hairpiece to accompany it. But the real draw on this figure is his Darksaber accessory. The Darksaber this year has been in 2 sets, the TIE Interceptor versus Fang Fighter, which was $100, and now the Spider Tank, which is $50. So people seeking that Darksaber have kind of been waiting for this set to get it at a cheaper price. And if you've been waiting to get the Darksaber for this set, and you like this set, and you like what you see, it's probably a good reason to go out and buy this set for its $50 price tag or on sale. But to the quality of the Darksaber, I still feel the same way I did 3 months ago. I still think it's not as good as it could have been for a LEGO Star Wars Darksaber, but it is an upgrade over what we had been getting for the prior decade of LEGO Star Wars Darksabers. Bo-Katan is the third and final minifig in this set, and she is absolutely the highlight to this set. She's also just so much better than what we saw just 2 years ago, introducing a lighter blue color, adding arm printing, and even a new hairpiece that makes her look a lot less derpy. This is something that I didn't like on the original figure, and seeing a much nicer hairpiece included for this newer figure is a godsend. Anyway, this is easily the minifigure of this set. The reason to buy it as far as minifigs are concerned here. You can get Mando, you can get Grogu in other sets. I guess the Darksaber for Mando, but gosh, that Bo-Katan is so good. Turning our attention to the Spider Tank, it's a build unlike anything we've really seen in LEGO Star Wars before. It's really unique and cool, and then it's gray, like everything we've seen in LEGO Star Wars before. Look, I disagree with the gray meme. I think there's plenty of color when it comes to LEGO Star Wars that isn't gray. You know, there's white too, but I get it. And when it comes to this set specifically, it is a problem because it shouldn't have been gray. It doesn't look bad in gray. I don't dislike the look of it. But if you look in the show in The Mandalorian Season 3, it's clearly got a bit of a rusty, dirty look on the top of it, where it's kind of a copper brownish color that it definitely is missing for this build. That would have made this look maybe a bit more intriguing to some. This was probably designed based off concept art and concept art alone, and because of that, LEGO Star Wars suffered a bit here. I wish this set could have been delayed 6 to 12 months to just make it as great as it could have been, and there are more reasons this set could have been better. But before that, let's get into what's actually really cool about this set, and that's all the features the Spider Tank has. We have to start with the big claws on the front of the Spider Tank. These promise to be an excellent feature for kids, as well as a very accurate detail to what we see in the show. They have really good range of movement, so you can move left, right, and then you have a ball joint kind of at, I guess what you would call maybe the wrist, and that thing can let you spin however you'd like. So this thing is crazy playable. You can maybe get a little up and down movement out of it too, but not too much and probably not necessarily intended. But yeah, the claw here holds a minifig, so you can either stick the legs in there and that way you know he won't come out, or if you just pull him off, you can actually close it tight enough to hold him in without having to attach him to any of the studs, and it's not as strong of a thing. Like, he will eventually fall out, so if you really don't want him to fall out, you just attach him on. There's no way he's going to fall out. He's attached. But this is a really cool play feature to me, and something that I think kids are going to get a lot of enjoyment out of, being able to pick up Grogu and Mando and Bo-Katan and have them be attacked by this Spider Tank. In between the claws, you have the eyes and the mandibles on the head of the Spider Tank. The eyes with the red color really pop against the black behind it, and then the mandibles can actually move up slightly if you'd like to change the look of them, but of course I think that's kind of the optimal look there on the head of the Spider Tank. Overall, the head doesn't really move or do anything other than just look pretty cool. Now, you'll notice the legs and feet for the Spider Tank are all of equal length, and so you might imagine the Spider Tank would stand straight, but it actually leans a considerable vulnerable bit forward when you place it down. And the reason for that is because they actually use some rubberized pieces so that it actually has a bit of give to it. And I think that makes this a really cool playset. Just kind of the mechanical nature you're going to get out of these legs because of that rubberized piece there and the slight movement that you can get with all of the joints there. It's not like a crazy amount of movement, but it's kind of like what you would expect for a spider tank. Like the legs slightly move, and I think kids can just have a field day with this sort of thing. And then you can see like it has a bit of a rubbery bounce to it. I really like that. I think that really does add a bit of life to this spider droid. But it's not rigid. It's a model in motion. It feels alive at times, and I don't feel like I've ever been able to describe a Lego Star Wars set like that. But this one, I'm playing around with it quite a bit. It's kind of the vibe that I get is that the spider tank is actually alive and sentient, and I think it's kind of the most fun I've had playing with a Lego Star Wars set in a long time like that. So that's going to be a 10 out of 10 design on the legs. It's something that I really think you got to feel for yourself to really get that vibe for it. It's a very unique thing in Lego Star Wars to have something like this. This is the complete underside of the spider tank. There's no flick fire missiles, spring-loaded shooters, or really anything else going on under here. They didn't cram anything down here that didn't need to be here, and I appreciate that. Now, the top of the spider tank looks very mechanical like the rest of it, nicely detailed, and then it actually has a feature built into it with some stud shooters at the top of the spider tank. So these kind of pull out. It shows that you can very nicely integrate play features without taking away from the look of a set, and on a $50 set, having them hidden inside is kind of surprising at this scale, but it looks really good, and it's a nice function to be able to pull out and then shoot off at characters really easily, and then you can just hide it away, and it's like it's not even there. This is like some of the best stud shooter integration I've ever seen. Now, this is kind of where we get to the downsides of this spider tank. You have this massive interior, and if you know in the show, there's kind of this General Grievous looking droid cyborg thing, and he would fit in there perfectly, but he's not included. And that is the first of a few things that this set is just missing. The set is also missing Yoda's pram. It would have been awesome to have in this set, to have him escape from the spider tank. And then finally, I think it's missing the rotisserie that the Mandalorian gets captured in by the cyborg droid guy. And so I feel like those three things combined, the cyborg droid, the pram, and the rotisserie, would have made this the perfect Mandalorian Season 3 playset. I mean, with those three things added into this, you literally have an infallible Lego Star Wars set. I mean, I think this set, even missing the things I just mentioned, is still like close to a perfect set. It's missing things, but it doesn't have things about itself that are wrong or bad. Everything about the spider tank, other than maybe the color you could point out, is just perfection to me. I mean, this is just one of the best builds I've seen from a Lego Star Wars playset in a good while. Well, there's the Ghost coming out, but still, this is so good. I think this set is an absolute buy, both as an adult collector and if you were thinking about getting it as a playset for kids. This spider tank, I could imagine a child spending many, many hours playing with. Just the mechanical nature of it is unbeatable from probably any other Lego Star Wars set. I'm sure there's other Lego themes out there that have something somewhat similar to this. Star Wars doesn't get that all too often, and so I think as a unique playset, like this definitely hits the nail on the head for Lego Star Wars. Other than what it's missing, I think it's a great set. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is a buy. Even at $50, I think it's worth the price. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments, and check out more 2023 Lego Star Wars set reviews on the end screen now.